What's going on? So I wanted to jump on here and look at a stock that I've been watching now actually for a couple of days. And that stock is Zoom ZM. One of the reasons that I'm watching it is for one thing to the downside. Okay, I've been watching this thing already for a few days. And if we look here on the hourly chart, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven times that this thing has touched or tested 308, 307. And that's going back all the way to last Thursday. Since the sell off that we had last Wednesday. And the reason I'm watching this to the downside is because if this finally starts to confirm and starts to break down 308, right? I've got this purple trend line drawn out here at 308. If it finally starts to break down, if you believe that, you know, as soon as this thing starts breaking down under these levels, it can really get hit. It's going to get hit hard. Let's go to the daily chart here and see how much room there is to the downside. So you can see here those 7 days that it's touched. And if we zoom out, this thing has a lot of room to run all the way down. Let me draw another line here to where I think 229. I mean, not saying that if it breaks 308 that it's going to go down to 229, but you can just kind of get the idea that there's going to be a ton of room to the downside here if this thing wants to, play ball here. The market is trying to recover right now. Let me see what the futures are doing. Futures were down all this morning. Looks like they're actually in the green now. So not by much, but 2350 in the green. Looks like futures are starting to climb. So there's two ways that you can look at Zoom here. You can look at Zoom to the downside if the market, let's go to the Qs real quick. If the Qs, okay, the Qs are trying to do some work. So right now the Qs are coming up to the trend line that I've drawn here at 316.68. Right now the current price Monday morning 10:48 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is 316.74. Looks like they're having some trouble here. Looks like this top here going back to Friday is acting as a resistance. If the Qs can bust through, then I think that Zoom play is out of the water. However, if we get to 316.68 and it sort of reverses back to the 200 here at 315 and maybe a retest of 315 315.49, 315.05, or even further down below to 313 on the 20-day, I think that Zoom, going back to Zoom, can get absolutely destroyed. No play for me to the upside on Zoom. Even if the market shows some strength, I still would like to see Zoom sort of reclaim the 50 here at 318.43 before I'm comfortable going long. So I'm looking for a test of the resistance on the Qs. If they can't, even on Zoom here, I'm looking for a test at 311.40. If it comes to 311.40 here and gets rejected off of the 5, I think you can get a nice push down. So there's two ways to play this. Play Zoom to the downside, or if you're a firm believer in a day trader, intraday trader, and you believe in the bounce, then I think that if Zoom tests 308, 307 and bounces off like it's done 7 other times on the hourly chart, I think you can get a nice run up back towards 310, 311. So you have 3 to 4 points to the upside if it tests 308, 307 and makes a bounce recovery, or you have 5, 10, 15 points, who knows, to the downside if this thing finally starts to confirm a breakdown at 308. So definitely keep Zoom ZM on your watch list to the downside if the market shows weakness going into the later part of the day, or if you're a believer in that this 308 level is acting as a strong support, then if it gets down here to 309, 308, go ahead and take that for a potential long, maybe a swing trade into 311, 313, 314, 315, so on, so forth and so forth. But for me, I'm looking for Zoom to the downside. If it plays out, we'll see. If it doesn't, that's okay. There's plenty of other plays. Market, again, going back to the Qs here, looking like it keeps getting bounced off the 316. Let me pull up a 5-minute chart. on the 5-minute chart, that's getting bounced off of the 10 moving average. So we're looking for a reclaim of the 10. We're looking for a breakthrough of 316.68, and we're looking for a test of these highs here, which is going to be a double top at a price of 316.99. So let's call it 317. So Qs still have a lot of ways to go. I think they really need to get over 317. I think a close on the daily, let's see the daily chart here, a close. I think any close over 316.75 is pretty bullish for tomorrow. A close still back to this 321 area, a close at the 50-day moving average of 321 and beyond is very bullish, and obviously anything over 324 is super bullish, but I think we still have a ways to go for that. We are stuck in this channel here between 317 and 309 area. As soon as we can get out of that, I mean, something's got to give. It's not going to stay here forever. We've been stuck here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, going on 3 weeks now. So, you know, something's either going to give where this thing collapses and we retest 301, 290, or we finally start to get some strength and we start reclaiming 316.75, 320, 321, 324. And that was the actual bottom that we seen here when we tested, what was it here? When we tested 307 back on 324. So keep it on watch, keep Zoom on watch, keep the Qs on watch, keep the futures on watch. Futures losing a little bit of steam right now, down from 24.15, not too much, still green. However, keep it on watch. What I really missed out on is Facebook. Absolutely destroyed today. Facebook 293.08. I did swing this here. You can see down here, I swung this from Friday, profited $483 on Facebook. But I got out this morning when the market started showing weakness. I should have just held, but you know, profit is profit, green is green. As soon as this thing reconfirmed the 5-day, it just really exploded. When it confirmed 286.16, just absolutely exploded here. So Facebook also on watch. If Facebook can sort of reclaim 293.81, I think it can test highs of 299. Again, does that happen? I don't know. It all is all going to depend on the market strength. But damn, I wish I would have held Facebook a little longer. But I mean, that's the market that we're playing in right now. You know, you want to take profits when you see them. I've learned, I mean, right now I'm getting my face ripped off on PENN, PENN. I got in, I think, at 108, 109. Thought that it was going to bounce off 107. This thing's all the way at $98, $99 right now. Swing trade for me, looking to hold this. I have calls for the 16th of April, so kind of let this week play out, see what happens. Even if I can break even on that, I might look to get out of PENN, PENN. But definitely watching Facebook here, seeing what it's trying to do. Let me pull up the 5-minute chart on Facebook. It's just riding the 5 EMA or the 5 SMA. It's also above the 10. So Facebook's looking good. If you're looking for a day trade on Facebook, look for a pullback here, maybe into 291 area. Look for it to retest the 10-day and then get a bounce off of the 10 and then ride that up again. So just real short here. You can see what I would be looking for if I was going to day trade Facebook would be pop pullback, and then I would look to get in at this high of the run here. Just for an example, I would look to get in here at this high of the run here. I would look for another ride, pop, consolidate, and then the first sign of pullback below the 5, I would have exited there. Would have been a 2-point move, and then look for the retest at the 10. As soon as it kind of clears out these channels here, my next run would have been to clear out 291.43, pop, and now you're looking for another pullback. So if you're going to day trade Facebook, look for the pullback candle, look for the test of the 10, and then enter in long there, and then try to exit out when it retests the 5. But for a swing trade on Facebook, I'm going to pull up the hour candle. Definitely looking for a break of 293.81, 284. If not, I think Facebook's going to come all the way back down here and retest 289, 290. But we'll see. Main reason I wanted to make this video was to talk about Zoom. back down here testing this 309, 308 level again. I think if it does start to confirm to the downside, it's going to get crushed. So we'll see.